looking at some training and instructional resources, and today we're going to really focus on getting started, everything you need to get up and running, mainly looking at that technical and support area. So to get to this website here, go to smarttech.com/training. We are some slight transition of the websites at the moment, so you might need to go to legacy.smarttech.com/training to be able to get to that one as well. I'll put the links below so you've got both, so it's nice and easy for you. And then within this section here, it's really getting up and running everything you need with your hardware, with your software as well. So if we start with looking at the downloads and the drivers for that bit there, that's whether you've got the smart hardware and whether you've purchased the smart software or not. Everything you need to download is in that section there. So in that section there, this is the main one here. When we're looking at the product drivers and the smart ink, that means that everything you can get up and running so that when you've got that connected PC or Mac, everything is running so it all works in there. And you also will be able to see the smart ink, and that means that when you do pick up a pen, you'll be able to annotate over the top of anything, or of course use the back of your hand to erase, and your finger will still be that finger within it as well. So those part there, and that is all within the drivers and the smart ink. Just on whilst we're talking about smart ink, just to get us up and running here, I'm just going to open up my settings. So in this menu here, I've got a blue square with a white circle, and I can show my smart settings. So within my smart settings, these are these ones here. They're also appear in your start menu if you want to search for smart settings in there. And then there's a few things just to make sure you're up and running. Firstly, there's the connection wizard. It should just connect automatically, but if it's not, you might want to go to that. The orientation, you won't need to align it, you won't need to do the dots because it all will work. But if for any reason it is off, you might need to do it once, then you have got that link in there as well. You've got your smart ink settings, and then within your smart ink settings, that's talking about these dots here that enable you to annotate over the top of anything. So I've just got it here, so as soon as I turn on my laptop, then smart ink will appear up on here. And then there's other ones quite nice to look at is the Microsoft Office one. And then I'm saying I'm going to use smart ink, and I'm going to enable the PowerPoint plugin as well. So actually when you're in full screen PowerPoint, you can annotate with it. It gives you some extra tools and a tool menu bar within that as well. So have a look through those settings there and just click OK to finish those from that smart ink settings there from this one. The other key one to look for is Smart Notebook. You can download that is this piece of software here. And the Smart Notebook is that whiteboarding, front of class delivery, and you've got lots and lots of tools within there to make a really powerful lesson within your classroom here. And so that can be downloaded from that link there as well. And you'll be able to have that, obviously that software being able to be used on the smartboard itself for that one there. And then you've got a link to the Smart Learning Suite as well, looking at the full version of Smart Notebook and Lumio for that as well, if you have purchased those together. So if you have got those together here, that's really looking at claiming your software and provisioning your teachers. So they have the access to that itself. So within here, within claiming your software, there's a really nice walkthrough guide that talks you through it all. Extra links to be able to actually look in all that detail if you want to for those bits and pieces there. And of course, feel free to look at those links there. What I've clicked on here is this sign in here. Now, the first time you sign into the admin portal, same as any other admin portal, it's a way of organising your teachers' licenses so they're in one place. You know how many seats you've got, and obviously the expiry date if you're looking to renew it beyond there as well. And once I sign into that software, I'll be able to have here. So if you're looking after multiple schools, multiple organisations, you'll be able to see those different ones down here. So you'll be able to keep a tab of each one of themselves here. To actually claim your software to start with, you can click up on here and you'll be able to add in a code and then the serial number of one of those and see how many you've got, and be able to actually claim that software from there. And then once you're actually managing the users, you can do that in here. You can see that I've got a total of 30 seats. That's the amount of licenses that I've got available. And currently I've actually assigned 14 of those to different members of staff. So I'm going to click on Manage Users. So now in the Manage Users, you can see I've just covered up the display names and the email addresses here. But here are the list of the email addresses and the display names for the teachers there. You can see whether it's a Microsoft or a Google login, and actually looking to manage these users and see who's on there. Or of course you can add a new user as well Now if I'm adding in a new user, you can see there's lots of different ways to do it, whichever one is easy for you. If you want to just type in the email addresses there, or of course putting a CSV file in, or are there any other ways like the Google and Microsoft, and actually get it linking out into your system as well. So really nice and easy to actually to add those users back into it and then manage them within this portal itself here. So now we've claimed the software, we've provisioned the teachers. That's the teacher email addresses. So once the teacher's got their email provisioned in there, they'll be able to sign into a few things. Firstly, the Smart Notebook, the software that you have downloaded, you could either MSI to kind of deploy it to everybody, or individual downloads for yourself. And that's obviously in school, at home, any device you can have that as well, in anyone there. And then to actually log into it, they can click on account and sign in at the top there. For the teachers, it will be the same email address which you've provisioned in that portal we were just looking at. So it'll be their teacher email addresses. They can sign in to that one there as well. And once they're signed in, if they because you've got the full version of the software, they'll be able to access this Space Invader here. And then that's got lots of games and assessments for them to try out as well. Or if you want to go into this puzzle piece at the side here, you've got a YouTube add-on so they can watch, they can have embed advert-free YouTube videos within that as well. And there's loads of resources to have a look at that. And we'll have a look at another video going into a bit more depth into actually how we use and get started with Notebook. The other sign in as well is into Loomio. So Loomio, go to a website, lum.io. And within that itself, again, it's how teachers can sign in. And they can sign in with their teacher sign in up here, and then it'll be prompting you for the same email address you had in the portal, either your Microsoft or your Google one here, and you can say I've already signed in, so it will just prompt me to go through those parts there as well. So that really is that getting started with all the claiming that software, downloading the right software for the teachers so they can use that on the Windows machine there. If I'm actually going to click the home button, my home button's in the middle here, yours might be at the side here, and then you've got your actual in the board itself. This is on the MX series and also the 6000S series. If you've got a GX board, everything that I've shown you so far will be accurate. And then on here, you will see it's slightly different, so this won't apply to you at the moment for the GX. So on this one here, you've got different parts here. First of all, I'm going to sign into the board itself, and then that's the little person at the top here. It will mean that it will sync the files that I've had in Loomio, and they'll be able to be brought into the board itself. So I can sign in and sign into the board there. And again, it's just the same teacher email address for them to get started there. And that means that my files down at the bottom here, we'll just bring those files into the board so I can actually teach directly from the board, and those will in there. I've got a web browser to get up and started. I've got a whiteboard. And if I want to explore any other bits and pieces for in that, I can as well. If I go into settings, actually putting this on the network is a great idea. So there's in the network at the top here, so you can see you can add in the web network, you can install certificates and anything like that through these bits here as well. And then it might just be worth checking for an update. They are automatic over-the-air updates, but you can just check manually as well, just so you've got the latest software running for that for there as well. So now I'm going to jump back into my PC. So by clicking on the input button, changing that input into one that is connected at the side here. Now, this computer here, I have plugged in my USB-C, and that's going into HDMI, and also the touch from the USB-A. So that's the two wires. It would be probably the HDMI and the USB lead to put in, but of course, depending on the model of your board, you might just be able to plug in a single USB-C as well. So make sure that's properly configured so that I have got touch on the board itself. With this one here, I've made sure I've got those two wires, so I have got the touch as well as the sound and the visual for that as well. And then, once I've provisioned those, you might need some extra help beyond this video. Of course, put comments below. I'm more than happy to support you there. But if you want technical support, you can always ring them up here, or of course, look through the support channels for those as well. So hopefully that's been that quick and easy, something to set up with those resources support for you as well. And then the later videos will actually dive into actually how we can use that, teachers can use that within the classroom as well. Thanks very much. Goodbye.